Welcome everybody. My name is Eliades and I'm the founder and owner of the I.E International group of companies. The reason why I'm making this video is because you must probably have had an invitation to my private equity fund, I.E Capital. Now, I just want to reach out to you to explain to you a little bit about it, so in case you have certain questions. And the reason why I'm doing this, some of you guys asked me to do a video because they got my invitation to I.E Capital and they're not still sure or they don't know how it works. So, a few years ago, I started a company called I.E Investment Consortium. And the reason why I started that is because I own a practice. I'm a chartered accountant and I own a practice, I.E., and I'm also own a coaching company. And what happened was, one day, one of our clients came in and said to us, listen, I currently have all these contracts. And he showed me, he had 60 million rand worth of contracts. And he had the opportunity, and it was only an opportunity, to go and do these deals. But what he didn't have was the money to do these deals. And another thing that we took note of is that he had not been running his finance department very well. And so what we did is we sent out a memo, and I invited some of my friends and clients, and then I said, guys, here's a guy, he's got a few contracts and he needs some money. So what happened is we had a company called I.E Investment Consortium, and we raised a few million for him and we invested in his company. And this company was to build RDP houses. So it was a contract with government, but like many companies out there, they get the opportunity because government has to give these contracts to small businesses and also BE businesses, but they don't have the money to do it. And a lot of them have the skills and competence. Like for instance, this company had to build RDP houses. They had builders, they knew how to build their houses. They'd been in business for a long time, but they made some bad business decisions in the sense of how they run their finance, but the opportunities were all around it. And I found that as an opportunity. Over the years, I've also studied a lot of success stories, and somewhere along the line you must know what you're going to invest in, and you've got to invest in what the business can become. Okay, so I looked at these businesses and I said, but here's an opportunity within the South African and African market where there's a lot of companies that have these opportunities for contracts or for whatever, or they have to comply with bigger organizations, mining companies, and they have to comply with BEE, and therefore these companies give them the contracts. But now they need the money and they need someone just to help them with their financial department. And the I International Group had those resources. We've been doing people's VATs and people's financial statements and that. So monthly we've been drawing up management accounts and for certain of our clients and going there and talking to them on how the business is doing. Further to that is we've also been coaching and mentoring guys to grow bigger in their businesses, to make better decisions in their companies. So what I actually thought of all this is, here's a great opportunity for the I.E International Group to invest in these companies. But there was one leg short. And when I first started with these companies, I started the I.E Investment Consortium, but what I realized after 2 years in running these businesses, you need to have enough working capital for these contracts, because a lot of these contracts, they're great opportunities, but everyone is negative towards them because government doesn't pay. And government doesn't pay on time. But we've had, up until now, thank goodness, we've had no problem with government paying our accounts, but they've always paid late. And this is where companies are destroyed in the market, because they don't have the financial strength to carry themselves 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, even 5 months until government pays. So they go and they do a contract, they need to get on site, they need to buy the material, they need to do the work and get off site. But now people don't have the resources, so they're waiting, they're working, and they're waiting for government to pay, and then they will carry on working. If government doesn't pay, they incur the costs of their labor costs, because now they have to incur the labor costs because the people are there, but they don't have the material to do the contract. So therefore I started this private equity fund, I.E Capital. And what it means is we're going to raise capital, we're going to sell one share for 100,000 Rand, and we are going to start finding these companies and taking up equity in these companies. So this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So you would have I.E Capital as the consortium, and all these shareholders, I hope you can see here, and all these shareholders, that would be us, the shareholders would all be investing 100,000 Rand in these companies. Then what are we going to do is we are going to go out and we're going to, I don't even think we're going to go out. I think once the market knows what we are doing, people are going to keep coming to us for investments, okay? And the opportunities will come to us. So we're going to go out and we're going to start look for companies that we are going to take up equity in. We're going to take up 20 to 49% equity in these companies, and we are going to provide them the capital that they need in order to fulfill the contracts. But we are also going to take up, depending on the contract, we're going to take up profit sharing in these companies. We're going to take up equity so that we can be involved in decision making. So we'll sit on their board and that. Another condition is that the IECCA will be doing the function of their accounting books, so that we will know where the company stands on a monthly basis. So we do their accounts every month. So if something's going wrong, we will know about that. We will sit with their management, and we will look at the decisions they are making sure they are making profit to secure our investors. And further to that, I.E Capital already is looking at closing deals with some other contractors, so therefore we will provide business to the people that are part of our group, the I.E Capital. So I believe that this is going to be one of the biggest investment companies in South Africa, and we're going to push in through to Africa. As you stand now, this is an opportunity. I'm reaching out to you to join I.E Capital. That's why you're seeing this video. Join I.E Capital. Come invest in I.E Capital. Just think, if you came now and you invested at 100,000 Rand a share, and we took on a contract of 20 million Rand, and we out of those shares, out of the 20 million Rand contract, we made ourselves 4 million. Then what will the shares be worth then? The shares will be going up. So the more contracts we get, the more the shares are going to go up, the more we're going to evaluate the shares. So that's why I'm saying this is an opportunity for you. Join I.E Capital and let us change lives through capital. Okay? Let us go in and help companies become great, because the greater those companies become, the more our equity is worth. And if we keep sourcing finance for their ventures, for their new contracts. Now, one of the conditions to come to I.E Capital is you mustn't just have an idea, you must actually have a physical contract, you must actually have a deal on the table. That's what I.E Capital does. You bring the deal to the table, and we will look if we want to invest in it. And this is how we invest. A private equity fund is when I will say, listen, we've got 10 companies that we want to invest. I'll send it out to you. You will look at this stuff and you'll say yes, you will vote on it. A private equity fund is all the investors, all the shareholders will vote. Yes, I vote for, let's do this, or no, I vote against this. I don't think this is a good project. So what I will do is I will source out the projects for you. I.E Capital will be a brand that people will actually come to us and give us contracts. And there afterwards, we will see which contract fulfills our needs based on our experience. So we want to always obviously be successful in what we do. and we will vote on those projects, and then we will go in and take equity into those companies, and then we will invest in those companies, and we will make a hell of a lot of money. So that is my introduction to you, I.E Capital. I encourage you to take up this opportunity, buy a share today, and it's a private invitation. It's not a public invitation, so please do not give this out to anybody you see. This is a private invitation. It's a private equity fund. Should you want us to issue this to a friend or someone, contact me and say to me, you know of someone that will be good for this private equity fund, that will be good for I.E Capital, that will bring something to the table. Most importantly, they will buy a share. So with that, this is Johnny Eliades, the owner and the founder of the I.E International Group, and a proud owner and launch of the new company that we have just done, I.E Capital. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the top.